The U.S. finally have a bailout package. President Bush announcing more than $13 billion in federal loans. Less than the automakers wanted, but more than Congress wanted to give.
On the brink of bankruptcy, General Motors and Chrysler will share $13.4 billion in federal loans, with a March 31st deadline to prove they're financially viable, or they'll have to pay that money back.
The time to make hard decisions to become viable is now, or the only option will be bankruptcy.
If they comply, automakers can qualify for another $4 billion if Congress approves. These loans will come from the money Congress set aside to bail out banks. President Bush didn't want to do that, but with Congress unable to agree on an auto rescue, he says he had no choice.
In the midst of a financial crisis and a recession, allowing the U.S. auto industry to collapse is not a responsible course of action.
Ford, the strongest of the big three financially, said no thanks to the government loans, which will require debt holders, dealers, suppliers, and union support.
Everybody's going to have to come to the table, and part of that equation is just going to have to be labor.
General Motors, which barely had enough money to last this month, reacted this morning.
This action will help to preserve many jobs and support the continued operation of GM and the many suppliers, dealers, and small businesses across the country that depend on our company and our industry.
Just as banks did, automakers will have to hand over stock, limit executive pay, halt dividends, plus cut their debt by 2/3, and bring workers' pay in line with what workers in foreign plants here earn by the end of next year.